Angry Gugulethu residents have torched a house belonging to a local school dance instructor accused of raping young girls. 7 girls aged between 12 and 13 told of their alleged abuse, sending the community on a rampage. The accused is in police custody, and our reporter Ronald Masinda is following that story for us. Let's get an update from him live. Ronald, what is the community telling you at the moment with regards to these allegations?
Well, good morning, Masejo. Well, at around 11 o'clock, the community will be gathered here next to eNCA train station, where they will be speaking to the police as well as the community policing forum, as well as community leaders from Gugulethu and the eNCA area regarding this actual matter, this incident that has apparently taken quite a long time to address. People have been saying on the ground here that they've been trying to convince police to apprehend this alleged rapist, and that it took a while for them to actually take the matter seriously. And it was until when the people took matters into their own hands, burning the alleged perpetrator's house, as well as threatening his kids and his wife, and that those people, the wife and the kids, have also taken cover and gone to ground and are not in this area where the actual incident happened. And many of the children that we heard with regards to what some of the stories that they've had to say, they were scared to also come out and speak. But as you rightly mentioned, kids, girls at around the ages of 12 and 13, they have been under the tutelage of this dance instructor for quite some time now, and that it was a man who was a trusted community member, and many people have been taken by surprise by some of the allegations leveled against this gentleman. He is expected to appear on the 2nd of February in court, where he could be charged with allegations of rape. But also, we also are hearing on the ground from community leaders that their job today will essentially be to try and calm the situation on the ground, because people in community especially are also trying to address other issues with regards to crime that has taken place. They want to take matters into their own hands. They say they've lost faith and trust in the police here in Gugulethu. And what we've also heard in the past is that the Gugulethu and many other townships here in Cape Town, the police are especially understaffed, and this is one of the issues where it has led to much lack of police visibility in such areas, which has exacerbated the issue of crime. So we'll hear more at around 11 o'clock when the policing forum as well as the local council in the area will be addressing the large community.
Ronald, before I let you go, have we heard anything from police in terms of them probably not ruling out the possibility of more girls coming forward against this man?
Well, we'll sooner hear from the police. They'll also be present during this gathering, and we'll also perhaps get more detail with regards to the story. But as we know, Masejo, this is a developing story, and it seems like there could be more revelations that will come out of this actual gathering. But what we're also hearing is that the wife of this alleged perpetrator is in absolute denial. She says she knows nothing about some of the allegations that has been leveled about her husband, and that the man that she knows is a man that is trustworthy and won't do such as he's been accused of doing. So we'll sooner hear more revelations, especially from the police. One of the sergeants will be addressing the crowd here, as well as community leaders during this outreach program. But Gugulethu itself has been a crime hotspot area for many months now. We also know of an actual incident that took place where around 8 people were killed in a mass shooting that was fueled by gang-related violence. So it is an area where crime and violence is rife, and we're also hearing from the community as to what of the other issues they have been grappling with over the past few weeks and months, and what message actually that they want to send to the police in order to try and curb some of the issues that they are battling with here in this community.
Talking about the wife, Ronald, do we know anything about who was in the house when the community members started to burn it? Did anybody get injured? Was his family there? Was he there?
Well, the details are a bit sketchy at the moment, Masejo, but what we do know is that even the community members who were defending the alleged perpetrator, they were also they were also under attack from the community, saying, why are you defending this man when we do know that he has been involved in such heinous activities? So they too are also fearing for their lives, because what we do know over the past week or so is that the community came in their numbers, and first stop from the community was to actually, burn down the house of this alleged perpetrator. But Masego, while I'm here, I'm also going to bring closely a member of the community. The name of a gentleman is Thembinkosi Mjosi. Mr. Mjosi, thank you for joining us, and I hope you have your mask on while we're doing this short interview. We'll just wait for Mr. Thembinkosi Mjosi to wear his mask, Masego, and abide by COVID-19 protocol. Mr. Mjosi, thank you so much for your time. You're live on eNCA. First of all, you are best placed to explain what will be discussed here. Tell us more.
Basically, what will be discussed here will be the importance of people not taking the law into their own hands, and also making sure that people understand that the CPF is active and it's there to make sure that it looks at any disgruntlements that the community has when it comes to issues of crime that has been committed within their areas. And what we have also seen or have observed is that within the area, the issue of gender-based violence and child abuse is still a problem. So we're here today to make some sort of a brief outreach program in trying to make people understand that in this country we're not going to tolerate gender-based violence, and we will make sure that those who do so will remain locked up until justice do its course. And whilst also at the same time we want to make sure that we provide people with the necessary information if ever they have any problems with the law or they are not satisfied with how the law proceedings have taken place in regard of their problems, that there is CPF. And we also want to make people to know that they need to take their problems and take ownership of them, because these problems don't just happen out of thin air. They need to be preemptive. So today we'll be joined by the captain of the investigating officers here in Gugulethu, the neighborhood watch contingent, and also those coming from the victim support structures within the area, so that we can make sure that lotus people don't get into squabbles because of criminal acts that have been done by culprits whom we know where they belong, which is the jail. And we are here as the CPF to make sure that people understand that we are here for them, and the Gugulethu CPF will make sure that people are getting the best services out of the South African police services.
Talk us through some of the events that have taken place over the past few weeks, because we have heard that, quite a number of girls have come forward, as well as their parents, and as well as threats being made by the community, not only directed at the alleged perpetrator, but also people who are defending this alleged perpetrator, who will be appearing in court next month.
I don't want to put it as if they were defending the perpetrator. It's because that some of the community members were close, like in any other society, relatives, neighbors, and so on. They're now also being roped in within the same point of view or within the same perception by the communities. But one thing that made this outbreak, or that prompted this outbreak, is because of false information. That's why we're saying that people now should use the CPF as the point of contact with the police, because people believed that the culprit is out on bail, which was not true. That is the reason why the community got angry and went on to commit arson. And we've said that to the community that we are not going to tolerate that, because if people take law into their own hands, it means that they are in the same way with the culprit that we have locked up in jail. And as I said, that the captain of the investigating officers will be here and explain that to the communities, because what we are here for is to make sure that people of Lotus live peacefully and in a harmonious way, but making sure that also they understand that there is CPF, there are crime victim support structures within the community, and also there is neighborhood watch in making sure that they are observant of such situations, so that we can't or we don't experience such incidents in the future.
All right, Mr. Mjuza, thank you so much for your time. Thembinkosi Mjuza also highlighting a very important point there, Masego, that of sharing false information, because much of the incidents that have taken place on townships, Cape Town townships, with regards to mob justice, have been due to false information, people accusing the wrong people, and those people ending up being victims of violence themselves. And many of the community members urged here to calm down, and that this session here, this outreach program, will be one used to share information, the relevant information, so that to try and calm the situation down, so that to allow police to actually do their work with regards to the matters here on the ground, rather than leave community members to take law into their own hands.
All right, thank you very much. We'll have to leave it there. That is, of course, Ronald Masinda coming to us live from Gugulethu.